Gold is the most important resource in Classic WoW. Finding a good source of income is critical no matter what you do in Classic. If you're leveling, raiding, PvPing, or roleplaying, gold is important. Well, maybe not that last one. If you're leveling, you're gonna need to spend your gold wisely on spells, food, water, professions, and your mount at 40. When you're 60, you'll need your gold for PvP and PvE for things like respecking, consumables, buying gear, enchants, food, water, and your epic mount. It doesn't matter if you're casually leveling, a hardcore raider, or going for that rank 14 grind, the necessity for gold is what unifies all players and forces them to interact together. For example, we have Billy, Staghorn, and Basutai, and they all love different aspects of the game, but they inevitably interact together because they all have herbalism and need to compete for herbs. Yes, this sort of thing is in the modern game, but gold is much harder to come by in Classic, so the necessity for resources has a much larger impact on gameplay. This constant need for gold unifies the player base no matter what you do in Classic WoW. Even if you're geared to the teeth or you're a fresh level 60, you still have a common goal in making that dough. Also, needing to farm gold all the time keeps the player busy, and there's always something to do because of it. Farming gold within Classic isn't just grinding mobs or picking flowers either. There's lots of creative ways to make gold that is dependent on the strengths of the class that you play. If you're a hunter, you can do princess runs solo to make gold. If you're a geared warrior, you can advertise your tanking services for dungeons like Strat Live and Reserve Righteous Orbs. Rogues can pick lock boxes for people, and mages can offer food, water, and portals for a cheap price. Remember, if gold was easy to come by, a mage would have no reason to stand around and offer their services because the importance of gold is critical in player interaction, and those portal runes are not going to pay for themselves. The creative ways people can make gold using the strengths of their class gives the class a much further depth with what they can do. Hunters might not have the best DPS possible, but their ability to grind out mobs is unmatched, and that is an additional reason why someone might even pick the class in the first place. The importance of professions is also critical to the community. You gotta know that enchanter with all the patterns, or the leatherworker that makes all the gear, or the alchemist that can hook you up just right with that good stuff. People become well known for the services they provide with their professions, and enchanting is probably the best example of this. You can't sell enchants on the auction house, so enchanters will need to advertise in trade chat for their services. This allows the economy to flourish outside of the auction house and creates live interaction between players. Oh my god, look how cool the enchant on my sword is! Woohoo! Working with other players is also a viable way to make gold. A tank and a healer can do DM runs together and split the rewards, a hardcore raiding guild can sell carries for people, and super no-lights can try and control tight markets like Devil's Leather. Along with PvE, PvP, and leveling, gold farming is another cornerstone to the community that brings the social aspect of Classic together. Compare this to the modern version of the game where gold really doesn't matter, at all. If you casually do world quests or straight up buy gold with real world money, you'll never need the farm gold because it doesn't matter. Any big purchases you make are just going to be purely cosmetic stuff like mounts or transmog, so you aren't required to buy it to compete in any other aspect of the game. Sure, you can buy a BOE off the auction house, but you can get the same item level of loot from doing Mythic Plus or raiding. Even if you did buy gear off the auction house, it's just going to get replaced in 3 months when the new raid comes out.
At first, we didn't know what to do with all the money. We tried burying it, shredding it, and burning it. But in the end, we decided to just give it all away.
Coming in, sir! I'm getting back in line!
I bring this up not because I want to crap on the modern version of the game, but because it just goes to show how an optional economy leads to less interaction between players. If gold didn't have such prominent significance in Classic, the social interactions between players would decrease dramatically. So enjoy that grind, use the strengths of your class to your advantage, and be the best enchanter this server has ever seen. Make friends, make enemies, and most importantly, make that gold and admire the one thing that every Classic WoW player bonds over: and that's not being a broke-ass bitch. Hello and thank you for watching my video, and thank you to the patrons like Lagging Balls, Juden Lassiter, Milwaukee, Garuku Bloodmoon, McSpazitron, and Zero for supporting me, as well as all these other radical people. You can consider supporting me too if you check the link in the description. Again, thank you so much for watching, and follow me on Twitter, and subscribe, and all that stuff. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.